Welcome to Her Legacy Sews. Today we'll be sewing Lowland Kids bum bag. First we will gather our pieces. We have webbing, buckle pieces, we have the top in our main fabric and lining. All of our lining fabric I have applied interfacing to. We have our zipper bottom piece. We have our buckle straps. We have our front bottom piece, and then we also have the back. First, what we're going to do is we're going to apply the zipper to the front bottom piece. So we'll take our main fabric, we will take our zipper, place it face down on the main fabric, then take our lining fabric and place it right sides together, and we're going to sew across the top. Now we're going to flip the fabric so the right sides face out and press the fabric around the zipper down. Once we finish pressing the fabric, we're going to top stitch along the top. We're then going to take the bottom piece in the main body and in the lining fabric and lay them together with wrong sides touching. We're going to find the middle of the curved edge and pin it along the front piece. Once we're done pinning, we're going to sew across the bottom. Once we're finished sewing, we're going to cut off any excess fabric. We are then going to take some bias tape and pin it around the raw edge and sew. Once we finish applying the bias, it is time to sew the top. We're going to find the middle of the lining and the main fabric and pin it along the top of the zipper. We're going to sandwich your zipper in between the main body fabric and the lining fabric, right sides together. Once we finish pinning, we will sew across the top. Once we finish sewing, we're going to flip the pieces right sides out and press the fabric. We're going to top stitch along the edge of the seam at the top of the zipper. Once that's completed, we're going to set this aside and begin on our strap pieces. We're going to take 6 inches of the webbing and slide it through one of the buckle pieces. We're going to sandwich the webbing between the side piece, and we are going to stitch along the edge, making sure that we leave 1.5 inches of that webbing left over. We are going to repeat these steps with the remaining webbing. Once we finish sewing, we're going to pull out the buckle and the webbing, and we're going to top stitch along all the edges. Once we have both side pieces and the webbing attached, we're going to line the top flat edge with the seam where the top meets the bottom piece. The top edge should be in line with the zipper. Once that's complete, it's time to put on the back. I enclosed my seams. This does vary different from the pattern. I pinned the main back fabric to the rest of the bum bag, and I just pinned main fabrics together. I flip the bag over and do the same thing with the lining. I pin the lining back piece to the rest of the lining fabric. Once we finish pinning, we're going to sew, but make sure we leave a 3-inch gap in the lining fabric. As you can see here, I left a gap in the lining fabric, and now we're going to flip the bag out. Now that we have it all flipped out, we're going to sew close that 3-inch gap that we left in the lining. Once we finish sewing that, our bag is complete. The only step that we have left is to do the adjuster. We're going to take the webbing and we're going to slide it through the tri-glide adjuster. We are then going to feed it through the remaining buckle piece. We are then going to create a loop by the tri-glide and take the end of the webbing and slide it through the furthest opening from the buckle and then back down the other end, making sure that we leave 2 inches at the end. We're going to then take this 2 inches, fold it down, pin it, and sew. Our bum bag is now complete. Please let me know if you do try the enclosed seam option. I do think this looks better than the bias binding. I'm not the best at binding with bias tape, so just the enclosed seam just looks a little bit nicer to me. I am going to try the next version to do both seams enclosed, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for watching.